effective.
I'm sorry.
Story of my life.
It's because I spent so much on it.
Yes, the high quality noisemakers. Happy New Year, everybody!
Yay! Happy New Year!
We are almost there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so exciting!
I know.
Yay! So this has been almost a full year of drinking wine and getting organized.
That's right. Yay. We're going to have another celebration when it is the year.
Yes, it is. So this is very exciting. This is our last Facebook Live of Drink Wine Get Organized for 2017, and we are very excited about 2018.
Woohoo!
Yay! So today we're going to talk about some recipes and tips for New Year's.
Yes.
And also I'm going to talk about not necessarily tips for New Year's, but tips for getting your holiday
ready for New Year's.
Ready for New Year's. So getting your holiday decor put away and organized so that you can pull it out next year and feel like you're ready to go for another round of holidays. And you guys are following this on Facebook, but you know that my name is Carrie Peoples, and I have Neat Smart, which is a professional organizing business, and I'm with my lovely friend Nancy Waldeck, Chef Nancy, healthy chef, and party artist.
Yeah,
I didn't screw up.
You did great.
Yes, thank you. So what are we drinking?
We are drinking Cava, rosé
so
Cava.
pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous? And
This is my favorite color.
Yes. It smells like strawberries and cranberries.
Oh, it is fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Now, Cava, what does that mean?
Cava is Spain's answer to sparkling wine.
Okay.
And to champagne, actually.
Oh, okay.
Made in the same way as champagne is made.
Okay.
And it is my go-to, Carrie, for inexpensive, bubbly that everyone will enjoy.
It's not so, sometimes the bubbles get in your nose, but this isn't like that at all. It's very, very light.
Yes. So this, okay. So my point of view for this Facebook Live
Yes.
is, you know, at Christmas time you have family, maybe a few friends. On New Year's, let's blow it out, baby.
Yes. Family's out the door.
So, I've got 3 appetizers and 3 wines for you today that are,
Yay.
that are easy to make, beautiful, and are inexpensive. So you can share them with everyone.
That's perfect. Because I think everybody gets so overwhelmed because there's so much activity going on between Christmas and New Year's, and let alone the whole month before. So it's great to have something that's simple, looks good, and you're not bringing the same whatever.
No cheese balls. No cheese balls.
No cheese balls, no buffalo dip. So
Yes.
this is a great option. This is really nice.
And so on your email
Yes.
and on my website, I've given you like 5 or 6 cavas under $20. Some most closer to 10 that you can afford to buy and share with everyone.
Great. Now this was super, super, super cold. Did you have this in the freezer? Or?
I did have this in the freezer because this is super, super, super cheap.
Oh, ew. But I love it.
I should say inexpensive. Super affordable.
Good
yes,
value.
Good value. It is good value for the quality.
Yes.
So this is a closeout Cava. You're probably not going to be able to find it near you. That's why I put the list of 6 together.
Perfect.
But always, like at this time of year, and especially after New Year's, you're going to start finding some really great deals on sparkly because it's no longer the sparkly season, even though we think it's a sparkly season.
It's sparkly season all the time.
Year round. But anyway, so Cava is my go-to for inexpensive, for a crowd, and make it a little cooler.
That's a great idea.
Make it colder. Because it will,
Yeah, and the flute.
Yeah, and the flute, this is when you break out the flutes,
Very
right?
festive.
Festive, party, inexpensive, cheap and
Yay.
cheerful.
Cheap, we're good to go. Awesome.
All right.
So do we talk about an appetizer, or do you want to talk about some organizing?
Let's do organizing
Yay.
next.
Okay, so I would love to use my phone as my prop for this, but I can't because I'm using it to film this. But I have 2 tips that involve using your phone and your camera on your phone to help you get organized. So, putting away your holiday decor. Go around your house, and you probably are still keeping it up right now for your New Year's party.
Because people are coming over.
Yes, but take pictures of any special decorations that you've set up. Maybe you did a pretty layout on your buffet, or you did something pretty in your living room on your mantle. But take pictures of the decor that you've put up. That way you can refer back to those pictures when you're putting everything back up next year. So depending on the amount of decorations that you have, you might have a picture with 1 box that has all of those items in there, and you have the picture to refer back to. That will help you set it up for next year.
That is why you are Neat Smart.
And you are Chef Nancy. So whether you're doing, your whole house and you've got special vignettes everywhere, or you've just got a few things, but take pictures of it because invariably you're going to forget. So.
Yeah, it's a whole year till Christmas again.
Exactly. So take the picture, and you can print it out. It doesn't have to be a fancy printout. It could just be something off of your computer, regular paper. But have a picture so you can see what you've got.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, so next up, we have an appetizer, and you're going to still drink
I am.
that with your appetizer.
Let me
so
come back.
Okay, so I've got 2 choices for a kickoff appetizer with your sparkly.
Yay.
First choice, if you don't have time to make the appetizer, although it's going to be really tough to talk me into, you don't have time because it's got how many?
3
ingredients. Plus
Yeah.
a little garnish.
Right.
But if you don't have time for this, I want you to put out some nuts. And I want you to put out pistachios or roasted walnuts or what you got for Christmas and let everybody enjoy it so you're not stashing it and eating it in the kitchen later on,
Or
right?
forgetting that you have it and it rots in the pantry.
Yeah. So I love pistachios.
That's a great idea.
So pistachios, but always put out a bowl for your shelves. I
Yes.
find that so often, where I'm stashing it in the or the cocktail napkin, right?
Or you don't have pockets.
Yes. And the other thing too is when you're feeding a crowd, you always want to give people utensils so you're not everybody's digging into the same bowl.
Perfect
Even though they have
suggestion.
shells. So there's my first little tip. But my real tip is the recipe.
Yay.
Okay, so Carrie,
This looks easy.
it is so easy. We're all familiar with chipotle chilies and
Yes.
adobo, right? Can get
Yes.
it in any. I did pull this can
sorry.
out because no, I wanted to show you this too. They actually have crushed chilies now
okay.
too, so that is very cool. So it's easier to measure. But this recipe has 3 ingredients in the main dip. It's got about 2 tablespoons of the chilies in adobo. Okay, so I counted because I like chili. I counted 2 whole chilies. So there we go.
And I love, because these are available at any grocery store.
Any.
Great.
Okay, then next up. So you see this is in a measuring cup. What we did earlier, excuse me, the sparkly one is getting to me. What we did earlier is we put a cup of cashews and we covered it with water and about a teaspoon of lemon juice.
Okay.
And the secret to soaking your cashews like this is get your tap water the hottest it can be.
Okay, but you don't have to boil water or anything.
No,
Okay.
no, just hot tap water. Let it sit on the counter for about 2 hours. That way, your cashews absorb some of the water, and they get soft.
Oh, okay.
So this is going to be our
Never
basis.
heard of this.
Yes.
This is great.
Oh yeah. So we're going to put that in there, and the lemon juice just adds a little bit of pop of citrus.
Bright elements.
Yes, exactly. So I have got I've got my cashews, my lemon juice, my chipotles, and now one of my favorite ingredients.
Yum.
No vampires here. We've got a couple of garlic cloves.
Not good for kissing at midnight, but
Yeah, well, but you just need to give everybody some,
That's
right?
true.
And then all you're going to do is just zip this up in the food processor, and you don't have to put any oil or anything like that in there because you've got those cashews that have been soaking, so they're nice and soft. Yep, exactly. So look at this.
that looks so good.
And just give it a smell. Yes.
That
So it's
smell-
all
that
that
is
smoky. Yep. So here we go. Now I have a little bit for us to try.
Can I try it?
Yes, I want you
try
to.
this. Okay.
So this is we made it pretty with the with some more cashews, toasted cashews.
Mmm.
Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
And cilantro on top.
And if you were running out of time, you could buy the veggies already cooked, already cut. Excuse me. Mmm. That is delicious.
And of course, you can also use. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full, but it is good.
And it is spicy.
You could also use any kind of crackers or chips or anything like that.
That
so
is great.
Yep, super easy to make. Keeps and so this amount here is about a cup. So it will keep in your fridge for 2 or 3 days. So you can make it ahead of time, and
That's a
you
great
can
suggestion.
double or triple the recipe.
And that's something that would travel well if you were going to somebody else's house.
And nobody is going to guess that there are only 3 ingredients in that.
No, and that is delicious. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's got some far in it. Woo, woo. I love it. And that's great, the spicy with the sparkling. Yum. So let me give you my second tip that involves a camera.
Okay.
And it's typically going to be your phone. So we've taken pictures of our holiday decor. Now what I'm going to suggest is taking pictures of the holiday cards that you get. So all your friends are sending you cards. Typically they have pictures of their family on there. And it's always nice to see, ages and
Look, Johnny is so tall.
Yes! Not in jail or anything.
No, but what I love are the ones that you get that have no return address on, and you open it and you see this picture and it's children, and you think to yourself, whose are those?
We got one, and I'm sidetracking here. We got a card. It was addressed to the Peoples, which means they dropped it off at dropped it off in our house. And it says love, and I won't say the name, the so-and-sos. I have no idea who they are.
Perhaps one of our Facebook Live fans.
I don't know. How do they find out where I live? So it's been funny to try to figure out who hand delivered a card. So someone who's either been to our house, anyway. Maybe we had too much wine and we were getting organized or something. So my suggestion is to take a picture of the card and then use that picture as the contact photo for that person in your phone.
Oh, I love that, Carrie! Oh my gosh, that is so fabulous.
Because so many people feel guilty. Oh, I don't want to throw these away, and I want to enjoy seeing my friends and their kids. So this is a way that you can still keep the picture or see, and then by the time next year rolls around, you'll be happy to have a new picture or a new updated contact photo. Another thing you could do is just take a picture and then create a photo album that's say, holiday cards 2017, and you would at least have that on your in your photo album on your computer or on your phone if you didn't want to upload that. So anyway, just a way that you can still see their picture and get to enjoy it a little bit longer.
Oh, that is so fun.
Yay. Oh, good. Let me move this out of the way.
Okay, next up. Yay. Oh, yeah. Those. Thank you. All right. So don't you love this bottle?
Do.
Okay. So we're channeling Spain today, Spanish ingredients and Spanish wine, because Spanish wine is some of the best value out there.
I love that.
We were laughing earlier because I was reading the wine description from the winemaker, and it was like, we picked the grapes early morning so they didn't get too warm before the sun came up. Carrie, these are people that are very excited and serious about their wine, and I'm excited and serious about their wine, but not that serious.
Yeah.
You don't have to know this. This is know that Albarino is a great value wine. It's a great shake-up from Pinot Grigio, if you like Pinot Grigio. And it's a great value.
Oh, that's good.
And the Spanish are so much fun. The Italians, I always think of as fabulous design. The Spanish, I think, are fun. I mean,
that's
who
a
wouldn't
great
love
design.
a blue flute-shaped bottle with white wine on the inside? And this is just, it's very nice. It's about $16 or $17. I got it at Whole Foods. And so it's
beautiful
very,
color.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, wow.
So it's very accessible. And smell that.
It has almost a green tint.
It does. And that's very typical for Albarino.
Ooh, I like that. Very minerally?
Minerally.
I say that a lot.
Yeah,
I think I'm saying something important.
But white wines many times are very minerally. And that comes from the grape, the Albarino grape, and the way that it was grown.
So the Albarino grape is only in Spain?
Well, they're actually grown a little in California and some in South America, but you're going to find it most often from Spain and most affordably from Spain.
Okay. That is yummy.
Yummy.
This looks good.
I know, aren't these cute? I mean, that just looks like a party on a plate.
It's like a party hat.
It is a party hat. Okay, so these are something called piquillo peppers. And I used to have the hardest time finding them, Carrie. They're a Spanish pepper. And the reason they're called piquillo, that it means bird's beak. And look, they're shaped like a little bird's beak.
Yep, I see.
They're very sweet.
Okay.
And I've never found them in the U.S. In the market fresh.
Okay.
So you can buy them, and look at this. Now Kroger has them. I mean,
Piquillo.
Piquillo.
Piquil. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you can find them anywhere now.
Okay.
And you find them roasted or grilled like this. Look at those beautiful grilled
that color
marks.
is gorgeous.
I know. Okay, so I was channeling Spain and pimento cheese when I came up with this. So we're going to make this together. So I just grated a little bit of manchego cheese. Yes,
Love
I
manchego.
know. I managed to eat like a solid inch of it while I was. So I'm going to let you help me. Into the bowl, about a cup of shredded manchego cheese, smoked paprika.
Whew.
I know.
Oh, that's so warm.
Bacon without bacon.
It is bacony.
Now, pimento cheese. I'm thinking pimento cheese. So I've got my smoked paprika, because you usually put regular paprika. So that's more Spain. I kept thinking of Spanish ingredients. And think about, a lot of times people will put pickles or they will put olives in their pimento cheese. So I thought, capers.
love
Yeah.
me some capers. These look nice and big.
Yes, those are the capote capers. So this is, I actually got those at Buford Highway, but I can find those at Kroger too. They're a little bit bigger and fatter and squishier, and so more pickly.
I love capers.
I do too.
I could eat my weight in capers.
Me too. And I find that if you like pickles or olives, you're going to like capers.
That's, well, I like pickles more than olives. I know.
We must change this.
This is like a confession. But I have loved every olive you've ever served.
Oh, good.
Your olives taste different.
Oh, good. Okay, so now we need to make it a little bit creamy. So if you were making pimento cheese, you would use cream cheese or something like that. We're not doing that. We're going to use a little bit of non-fat Greek yogurt, so about a tablespoon.
I love the magic of Facebook where it's already measured for you.
I know.
Okay.
And a tablespoon of olive oil mayo. Same thing, you can find it in the regular grocery store. So olive oil mayo, got that. And then last but not least, I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of toasted slivered almonds or sliced almonds. And so now we're going to, because you remember, when we think about cooking, we think about color, flavor, and texture.
Yes.
So this is going to add a little crunch. So right in the bowl.
Oops. That fell out.
I thought you were going to eat it.
I was tempted.
Okay, so now I'll move this over. Actually, I'll take it to the back.
This
And
smells
what
so
we're
good.
going to do is we are going to stuff these piquillo peppers. So they come in brine,
Okay.
and when you, so you want to drain them, and then you want to pat those little suckers dry so they don't get too mushy.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're just going to take a pepper, if you want to take a pepper, and you're going to open it up and use a little spoon and just put it right in there.
Open. There we go.
Right in here. And then you have your gorgeous piquillo peppers. Now, I would serve this as an appetizer on a small plate. You could serve it like this, as long as you had something that people could pick it up with, because look at this. You can actually...
Thank you, Chloe.
Our elegant napkins.
Wow. Sorry, y'all. But this is really good.
Isn't this good? Oh my gosh, isn't this good?
It's
So,
salty and briny, but the sweet.
and the crunchy, yeah. I love it when we love my food. It makes me so happy. Okay, so you can serve it like that as an appetizer or as a starter for dinner. Think about shredding some spinach and maybe red cabbage together, and making a little slaw with some olive oil.
Oh, that sounds great.
Lemon juice, and maybe a little smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and then putting this and serving one of these as a starter for a dinner.
That would be beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, it's so simple.
Yep.
Oh, love that.
I know, I'm so excited, yay!
And then again, the festive colors are beautiful with the veggies and the
Exactly.
cashew dip from the previous one, but these peppers are just gorgeous.
Aren't they pretty?
Love that.
Anybody can find these ingredients. So you're not giving, all right, so people have spent a week with big meat and stuff like that. You're giving people things that are flavorful and bright and
yes,
but
not heavy, not creamy, not just tiring.
Yeah. Well, and you think about it, you got to stay up till midnight.
Yes,
so honey,
that's
you
a
cannot.
challenge. Okay.
Okay, so what's our next organizing
tip? The next organizing tip is a pretty basic one that I've said before, but we're going to talk about it again. So, at Target this week, surprise, surprise, plastic bins are on sale. So, yay! The big bins that you can put holiday decor in or whatever, but they are on sale at Target. I'm sure you can find them at Walmart. Container Store has their Alpha sale on now. You know, everybody's selling all of the holiday related things, but you want to store your holiday decorations not in cardboard. I hate cardboard, not only because it gets dusty and dirty, but it attracts bugs.
Does it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Cockroaches love the glue.
Ew.
Sorry.
La, 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 la.
But they love cardboards. And think about it, if something ever gets wet, if your box gets wet, whatever's in that box is ruined. So you're keeping it clean, you're keeping it away from bugs, and you're keeping it just from getting anything else on it. So use these plastic bins. And I love the clear ones. You know, you can get the cute red or green tops on them. But I like the clear because you can see what's in there, but also I like to label, and I know I've talked about this before, but label the bins. And because we're not going to use these decorations for another year, so you can get your white duct tape. This is something you can get at Target or a hardware store. It's just white duct tape, and I use a Sharpie, and you can write on the duct tape, and then cut this and put it on your plastic bin.
That is such a good idea, because I always think, I'm going to remember what's in there.
You're going to remember, or you think, oh, well, I'll just put it on the sticky. Well, the sticky's going to fall off in 10 minutes. Regular Scotch tape is going to fall off. I've tried blue painter's tape. It falls off. So this will stay on there, but you can peel it off, no problem. So it dries really quickly when you write on there, and you can stick it onto the plastic bin. You put it on the top, side, whatever you need. That way you will be able to keep all of your holiday decorations together.
Love it.
And be able to find them again next year.
And that's important, right?
And what happens
because if you don't find them, you know what happens. You want to buy more.
You buy more, and then you've wasted money, and you probably feel pretty crummy because you've wasted the money, wasted the time when you had it all. And you think, gosh, how could I not remember where I stored the lights or where I stored whatever? And you're not going to remember because you're not going to use it for a year. So white duct tape, get your clear bins. They're on sale at Target.
Yay! All right, so I'm going to move this over, and I'm going to talk our last wine and appetizer.
This looks good. I'm going to bring this. I assume I should.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and let's see. We need to grab the wine. All right, so we're going to have to share the funny that we had beforehand. Yeah. So Christina, who helps us along with Chloe for Facebook Live, is part Spanish. She has Spanish roots.
Yes, not roots.
And so I asked her how to say this Rioja. That I can say Rioja. And so we said that I was just going to move my mouth, and she was going to pronounce it. So are you ready, Christina? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Viña Real.
Okay, that Rioja.
Rioja.
Oh, bad. Oh my goodness! And you're laughing so hard, and so am I. Okay, so Rioja is a wine you need to know about. Rioja is an ancient wine. The first notice of Rioja grapes. The grapes of Rioja, which are Tempranillo.
Oh, okay.
And then a couple other ones like Graciano and Mazuela. I'm sure I just killed those, but sorry, Christina. And those of you of Spanish origin.
She is rolling her eyes.
Anyway, the first notice of grapes that were grown in the Rioja region, because this is Old World. Okay. So Rioja is not the grape, it is the region it's from.
Gotcha.
The wine is from. we're in 800, like
Oh my gosh.
823 or something along those lines. So this is a really ancient wine. In the 3rd century, they started really talking about how famous this wine was. And for years, the British imported Rioja into England and Britain. And it kind of, ooh, that was very exciting. It kind of got bad press in the United States because it was really smoky, really oaky, and kind of old. In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they really started looking at winemaking methods. And today, Rioja, this is a Crianza, again, probably killing that name, but this is a Crianza, which means it's young.
Okay.
So it's not going to be super oaky. It is going to be full of cherry flavor.
This is such a rich color.
Isn't it gorgeous? Yes. Of cherry flavors, a little bit of oak, some anise.
Mmm. Oh, it smells so good. Mmm. Very nice. And it does taste young. It's not super complex.
No, it's young. It's fruit forward with the cherries. And interestingly enough, many Rioja makers use, instead of French oak, they use American oak to make Rioja.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's yummy.
So we want something young and light to go with our next appetizer, which we're going to make together.
Yay.
This is actually a mushroom lettuce wrap, but you won't miss the meat, I promise, because it's got lots of flavors of what we call umami. And I'm going to reach out in front here and move this over. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have you start, Carrie, right here. And I'm going to have you start with the cucumber and just dump that in.
So is this just chopped up?
It's just chopped up cucumber. It's about half a cup.
There's some red pepper in there, I guess.
Yes. And it's not red pepper. It is actually tomato.
Oh.
Little tomato. We kind of commingled.
Okay. It's very festive looking.
Yes. Next up, we have some shallot that is very finely chopped, or you can slice it if you'd like.
Love that.
Okay. Now, we're still channeling the smoked paprika. Isn't that wonderful?
Heaven. You're right. It's powdered bacon.
It is powdered bacon. And then one more ingredient for our yummy salsa, a little lemon juice. So there we go. Now, what I did with these mushrooms, or actually what Christina did with these mushrooms, is that we chopped them pretty finely. We put them in a 400-degree oven with olive oil, salt, and pepper on a little bit of parchment. And you know, people do not think about roasting mushrooms. They always think about sauteing them, but it is so easy to roast the mushrooms. So while we were chopping up the rest of the veg, we just roasted the mushrooms at the same time. So it's a real time saver.
Now, are these fancy mushrooms?
These are portobello mushrooms, so they are not fancy. The recipe calls for 8 ounces of them, and this is about 8 ounces. You know, but you could make a double recipe. You'll want to make a double recipe of it. And you can buy one of those large mushroom packages at the grocery store, or Costco has got great portobello mushrooms, baby bell mushrooms. And you know, you could use white, doesn't that smell wonderful? You could use white mushrooms as well. So look how pretty that is.
Looks great.
Okay, so now all we're going to do to finish this off is we're going to put them in the lettuce wrap, just like this. And you could use, this is baby romaine, but you could also use
Endive.
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 Yes, you could, of course.
Endive.
Or any kind of baby bib lettuce or anything like that would be beautiful with this mushroom. And then, the other thing I like on this, and you're going to think, where'd she get that idea? But I think a little Asian chili sauce kind of gives you a little zip for this. You could, of course, put something, I mean, you could even put sriracha or any kind of, we could even put Christina's moja that she makes on top of this would be wonderful. Okay, and then you sprinkle a little peanuts, and I'll sprinkle a little.
Are these dry roasted or roasted? Or?
They're just roasted and salted peanuts.
Okay, just...
And you know, people don't think about peanuts in Spain, but they do use peanuts in Spain. And I've got, you can either use cilantro or parsley.
Yum, that looks really good.
Doesn't that look good? And of course, we have to try,
Yes.
especially with our wine.
Okay, let me see.
I'm taking this one, it's the smallest.
I hope I don't make a mess.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. Isn't that good? All right, now try it with the wine.
Yum. Great.
Yeah, it's nice because it's not, this is not overpowering the wine. It just, you still get the cherry taste, the nice tannins. Yeah.
That is outstanding. I'm not going to eat this right now because I'd like to savor it without having an audience. But that is great. And it's so fresh tasting. The bright.
It is. But you get the
lighter
meatiness
taste.
of the mushrooms. Nobody's going to miss that meat when you have those beautiful mushrooms in there.
Oh my gosh, that is outstanding.
Yay, thank you.
So I had 3 great wines, 3 great appetizers. These were all so easy. And the fact that we were able to make them live.
And in less than 30 minutes.
In less than 30 minutes. And drink 3 glasses. No, we didn't drink 3 glasses of wine. But this has been great. This is something that you can take anywhere. I think you can use it for New Year's. You can use it any time of the year.
Absolutely.
These are wonderful. So we will have the recipes on Nancy's blog as well as my newsletter that I will be sending out. If you guys are not receiving that newsletter, please just put your email address in the comments field, or you can send me a direct message, DM, whatever it's called. But I'll be happy to put you on the list, and you'll get the recipes, the wines. I think Nancy's doing a bonus of some extra wines because the sparkling was not going to be available. And then I've got the organizing tips in there as well. So,
exactly.
And we have our next one scheduled for January. And it's going to be a great episode. And now we can't think of when or what we're talking about, but
it's going to be good.
It's going to be awesome. So you better join us, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much, you guys.
Thank
Y'all have a great
you.
afternoon.